Okay, welcome back to another exclusive performance and interview on the Jewish platform. Today we have the legend himself. When he joined the Jewish music industry, we literally had to create a new genre just for him called the Lipa Schmelzer genre because before he was here, there was nothing like that in the field of Jewish music. We have the privilege to have Lipa himself over here. Lipa, how are you doing today?
Hi, how I'm doing? So first of all, a few notes. First of all, thank you so much for this beautiful introduction. And in my over 20 years career, I never heard an introduction like this. Lipa Schmelzer genre. Thank you so much. I like it, I gotta say. But I also want to say that first and foremost, when if you heard my song, I want to say that Baruch Hashem, a lot of people in our community are following the rules. Are following the rules very rigid. Zoi, besser? Okay, also können wir sehen besser? Ist ich auch gesagt von dem Grunfeld und auch von der Kusche Soundmensch, als man mag reden mitten, es ist nicht etwas, it's okay, mag was noch rücknehmen der Mic, it's okay, we're communicating, this is called life.
This is our second live. We want to keep it professional.
Exactly. Professional is that we're honest and open about. I just want to say I have a song when I Shmartem Oidel Nafshosechem, and I see how beautiful a lot of people in our community are behaving themselves, including here ourselves. If you see, there's more than 6 feet between everybody, and you have to move a little bit more to the front, yeah, because of the guy in the back. And not only that, almost no one had to travel to come here, because I asked Moshe Grunfeld, what about the neighbors? I don't want to bother anybody. It's a very tough time. And he said, this guy's playing on the guitar. This guy's playing on the drum. Because it's a whole talented neighborhood. Like maybe I should look for a house here. So anyway, we're all following the rules. And Al Tviyisim Mekim Lashem Yisrael, I had to clarify that. I also want to say that a lot of people in our community in general are following the rules, and I want to bring this out because I saw a picture of the Kloster Maghreb by the Levi of his mother yesterday, and he dressed up mamish like the people have in the hospitals, and I appreciated it because if you see a good lador like him really protecting himself, it gives a message that we really have to watch out. And I want to add one more thing. I don't know how it's in Williamsburg and Butterpark, but I live in Monsey. And I shopped already in 3 groceries. I'm not going to say names because then it's going to be starting a thing. Why? Maybe it sounds like a plug. So if I don't say a name, it's not a plug. It's just a plug for Klal Yisrael. I went to 3 groceries and they all have security and they give out gloves and masks and they don't charge for this. This is thousands of masks and thousands of gloves. It's an unbelievable Kiddush Hashem. I went to Mawa to another supermarket because I wanted to get fresh lemons right before Shabbos. A regular supermarket, and they did not have that. They did not have a security and masks and gloves. Chaz v'sholom, not to bash the other supermarket, but I know that so many people, because we're a community, we look and we judge how we behave as a whole. I feel it's important to say that the owners of the groceries in our community are really giving themselves an extra extra measure of Mesiras Nefesh, and to invest in gloves and masks and security. It costs them a lot of money. And it's a good thing to see that we do take measures to really protect ourselves, and we are Makayim, and we can pick out here and there things, but I want to pick out the beautiful, positive things that I see in the community. And now, what did you ask me?
Wow, thank you. V'yisim Nakim, Yom Mitzvos Esa. Thank you so much. Lipa, it was just over a month ago, the Chodesh Udir. You came to us in Yeshiva Mesivta of Edentown. And we have singers all the time. We have concerts all the time. We have kumsitzen all the time. We have musical events all the time. It was one of the most inspiring nights of my life. And I'm not saying it just, because you're here. It was, you had the oilam over there for hours straight. I think it was you said it was the first time that you sang gevaldik live anywhere. It was a few days before the release of your CD. We're holding now...
It was a few hours.
A few hours before the release of the CD. Wow. We're holding now a month later. Nobody would have thought that we'd be in the matzav that we're in. Laida, we have to daven, we have to everything. And you did your part. I mean, everybody's doing their part. But last week, you released a single. Yeah, Varapa Yarapa, Highlands Os. It was a beautiful single. I think it sent the message. It was simple. It was very few words. It was Varapa Yarapa, Highlands Os. It was very simple. Tell us about that single just for a minute.
So first of all, it's something. There's something called validation, and people need to hear validation. When you talk to somebody, you like to hear back. You like to hear back that people understand what you say. So now, what you just said gave me a tremendous amount of validation because in Verape Erape, I mean, people know I did some songs when we had certain tragic moments in the community, and I stopped doing that. I don't want to become like I'm always gonna make a song on this, but I did some songs, and it was always detailed. And in this matzav, we're so in it. We're so in it. That means that everyone who stands here does not know what's going to be with them next week. It's like frightening to say, and we think of it almost, yeah, you're saying it, but really, no. If you look, I don't want to say, but there's videos of people who passed away while they spoke a week before. So it's impossible to know. So how am I going to make a single? Oh, Lipa released a single. Like I was thinking to do a video, even called Moshe. And then I said, I don't want to make a video because then it becomes almost like a look what I'm giving out. I want to be here to contribute to the community as someone who, just like I would want to hear a Rebbe give a speech about it and asking a politician give us advice, I feel that in my position, people may want to hear a song. But then again, I want to keep it very simple. It's just a tefillah. We daven to Hashem, heil in souls, heal us. That's it. And I'll tell you even more. And I'm going to mention Dovich Tendi here. I made like three interesting covers, just like I made by Gevaldik, and I made something very interesting with one, and maybe I'm going to post it like tomorrow just for a post. And he said to me, I don't want people to focus on this cover, like again about the art. Make it simple. You can make a nice cover, and that's what I did. I took magazines and I cut it out to bring the Achdus also from Jewish press to the Blad, to the Yid, to the Vach, to the Blick, to the Moment, to the even to Monsi Amavasa. I put everything in. But I didn't want to go over the top because I want this to be a simple song that people can just daven and say, Heil ins Os. And Heil ins Os could mean for the people in the hospital. I have a friend, Yiddishe Melber. I think he's a therapist. He's a classmate of mine. And I made the song, and then from the hospital bed, he puts a comment on my YouTube.
Wow.
That this is what he's listening to, and it's giving him chizik. And last night he's texting me, Lipa, I feel already a lot better. That means that he felt a certain connection through that song. Only for him, this song was Kedai.
I want to tell you something, Lipa. I'm going to cut you off. Manzayda, Eliezer Ben Fega, is in the hospital. He was on a ventilator, and Baruch Hashem, they took him off. He's doing a lot better. He was intubated, and now he's up and alert, and everything still needs Yeshia. But when I listened to your song, it was such a chizik. It was so simple. Verapa Yarapa, Highlands Os. And it gave me a huge chizik, so I want to say thank you for that.
That's unbelievable. And I also hear the word, I heard it from a guy in Satmar, a friend of mine, Cheskel Berkevich. He said he heard it from Meilich Biderman. He doesn't remember in whose name the Meilich said it. And then my Yiddishe says the Rimnitzer said it. So I don't know who said it, but it's a good word anyway. Verapa Yarapa has a pintle, it has a dot in the middle. And Ani Hashem Roifecha, the Fei doesn't have a dot. And it's because when a doctor is healing, they always leave a dot. There's side effects. And when Hashem is healing, there's no side effects. And I almost put in that word in the song, and then I said, no, that's already going in too detailed to one idea. I want people to think about it for their own purpose. Somebody about the economy. Some people can get depressed. Some people need healing for Pesach. Whatever it is. But now I can say the word that we ask Hashem. We live in a time that no politician, no Rebbe, no doctor, no rich man, no poor man, no singer, no entertainer, no contractor, no psychologist. No one can tell you what's going to be. No one could have predicted this. And here I want to say something else, and I'm going to talk also for myself and for everybody else. I'm going to sing Verapa Yerape, and I'm going to ask Hashem to heal us all. And come, let's do the song. This is Rav Lunger, a tzaddik. Avram David Lunger. I'm so used to that. Avram usually means Avram Yitzchak, but there's also Avram David. And I know because your father's name is Chaim Yitzchak, no? Chaim Menachem. Oh, come on. Okay, ich bin ein bisschen zermischt jetzt mit den Namen. Okay, Avram David geht spielen. And I want also the healing to go, and you ready for this? For all the people who feel guilty if 2 weeks ago they were somewhere that maybe they had a cough, and maybe who knows if they gave it to someone, and who knows, and nobody's going to speak about it, but I'm just going to take the guts and say it. Don't feel guilty. Hashem created this disease. Hashem will create the cure. It's not under your control. Of the future, you should think not to go out without a mask. Try not to go out in grocery only if you need to. Try not to do anything that you're not supposed to do. But if 2 weeks ago you were not educated enough, because 3 weeks ago even the politicians didn't tell us the way they tell it to us now, don't beat yourself up. And if you know somebody who passed away, you can learn a Mishnah. And if you know somebody's in the hospital, you can say Tehillim. But don't feel guilty. I'm sorry, I don't know the key. It's okay because I'm a beginner at this. The first time I sing it. I'm in it. Let me close them on the phone, and we'll listen to the song, and we'll hear the key together. We'll follow it, okay? I'm gonna do guys to the Lipa groups. I'm gonna do the song, yeah. Lipa Ties, that's all I do. I'm gonna do the song. Do I wart du liegt es? My second minute. No, what key is this? F? So give me a E because I'm going to come as a rose geschar do. I'm singing a E, a bit ruhiger. I said I just shot myself out of bed. Shot is like a Yiddishe word. Because I woke up very late, and I was thinking, don't say this on video, but yeah, say everything. I just woke up because last night, 5 o'clock in the morning, I delivered a pulse oxygen measure to a friend of mine that could deliver it to his mom who doesn't feel well. And I don't want to say who it is, but you know who it is. You're the one, you know your mother doesn't feel well, and I hope her oxygen level is back up, and I hope she feels better. Die dare vier aus teilen heilen so Verapoi Die has de koech zi heilen Die dare vier aus teilen heilen so Heile 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 heilen so Heilen knows läufe nemon Heile 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 heilen tos Heile 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 heilen tos Verapoi Verapoi Heilen knows läufe nemon Verapoi Die has de koech zi heilen Die dare vier aus teilen heilen tos Verapoi Die has de koech zi heilen Die dare vier aus teilen heilen tos Heile, 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 heilen tos Heile, 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 heilen tos Oi verapoi Heilen knows große Doktor Heile, 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 heilen tos Heile, 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 heilen tos verapo yerape verapo yerape highlands loy fenemon noch amol heile highlands highlands oy verapo yerape highlands loy fenemon highlands verapo yerape highlands große doctor. And as I said before, verape as a pintele. Aber an ihr Shebre fecho hat nicht a pintele. An nur a Kodesh Baruch Hu kann wegnehmen die Beise aufgeregte Wintele, die Corona Bintele. So I want to sing a song with the faith. It's of a Kodesh Baruch Hu the Roife without a pay. No pintele will be left of this Corona. No pintele will be left of this Magaife. That's our only Sheif. F minor also doesn't ever fade. F. Refuaini Hashem v'nayru v'fai Moshiaini v'nivu shavayu Refuaini Hashem v'nayru v'fai Moshiaini v'nivu shayu Refuaini Hashem v'nayru v'fai Moshiaini v'nivu shayu Oy 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 Refuaini Hashem v'nayru v'fai Moshiaini v'nivu shayu Oy ki kain melech Roi feinemon V'rachmonoto Oy ki kain melech Roi feinemon V'rachmonoto Uvini malkaini Nu al teshivayini raiko Uvini malkaini Nu al teshivayini raiko milfunechu Uvini malkaini No, al teshivayini raiko Uvini malkaini I know al teshivayini raiko milfunechu Chamoin ulayni Aloin ulayni Chamoin aloin ulayni Oy 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 v'tapayni Uvini malkayni Chamoin ulayni Aloin oh khamoy la loy no laini oy 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 vetapaini uvini uvini malkaini asai asai leman khu leman khu vloy leman aini asai asai leman khu leman khu vloy shiayni.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Lipa. Thank you so much, all the rest of the musicians. I'll give you all a shout out in a minute. When you were by us in Yeshiva, Masifta of Edentown, we sang a beautiful song. You jumped off of the stage. You came with the oilam. We're going to put the video on for a second. Moshe, could we get the video on? Let the oilam just see what we were singing then. Okay, that was beautiful. It was inspiring. I think that was the highlight of the night. The words are, you fall down, you get back up. And the oilam got all into it and everything. It was beautiful. Now, on your new CD, you took that a step further. Not just you fall down, you get back up. You put out a song, Yiddishe Vinkel, and it's a beautiful song. It's levendig, it's upbeat, it's geschmack. And that's not only saying, if you fall down, you get back up. You were saying Yiddishe Vinkel, in order to get to that aliyah, you need that yerida. For a short time, not for such a short time, but you were doing other things. You were busy with art and a bunch of other stuff. And you didn't put out new music, and the oilam was waiting, and the oilam was waiting. And even when you announced it a year and a half ago over there by the barbecue, by Yossi Rubin in the backyard in Howell, yeah, we were still waiting for that CD, and it just came out. And I think that was Yiddishe Vinkel, and I'll tell you why. I don't think in history there was such a CD that came out with such a knack and so professional and so everything. I think that your break was Yiddishe Vinkel. What do you say? Let's hear about a little bit about your new CD, Gevaldik.
So yeah, it's possible to look at it this way. And you say I was busy with art. I'm still busy with it. I'm very passionate about it. I mean, music is art, and then I have the visual arts. And I think that that could be even in the regular world, when somebody's going away for 2 years to learn for a job, that can be even a healthier Yiddishe. So I learned a lot of stuff. It wasn't planned. It wasn't planned that I'm going to go here and then I'll be here and there at the same time. But it's meant to be from Hashem. That's what it was meant to be. And now I'm busy full time. I say, singers should have a day job also, because you never know what it is. And people ask me, what's your day job? I say art. I do art during the day. I sing at night, and I try to. I admit that I'm undertaking too much maybe sometimes, and I have to a little bit more budget my time. But the bottom line is, if you look at the track record, at the end of the game, I come up with the stuff. So if I undertake too much art and music or not, or Yiddishe Vinkel, the end of the game is the track record that comes back to good music and good stuff. So that's what counts. So the CD with Gevaldik is a combination of a few things. It started, again, not planned, but it started Lilishmas, my father. At that time, I wasn't exactly where I am today as far as the numbers and the community. Look at it as a stock value. So I figured I'm just going to do L'Shem Shemaim, something for my father, songs that he sang and songs that I pour my heart out. And it was a total different type of album. And then things changed, and I became very busy again, thanks to the Stendiks and a lot of other good people. So I kind of had to make a CD that's more commercial that people can sing the lyrics and maybe chasana songs. But wait, you'll say, but I don't think this album has chasana songs that too commercial. So we'll get to that. So it was a process in the making. Then I have a lot of Yiddish songs like Mashke, Gevaldik, and then I was gonna put in some regular commercial, regular wedding songs. And then I started to think to myself, okay, so which songs should go out? Which song should I drop out because of this song? And there was not really, if you look at Gevaldik, there's not really a song that I could say this had to go out the window because of this. Every song has a purpose over there. Even Achitam Shilish, which maybe you would say is more the regular simple song, but that's taka the purpose. One simple song that's more like simple.
Beautiful song.
Exactly. So in Gevaldik, you can say that Gevaldik English speaking people and Hebrew speaking people and Yiddish, they all can relate to it. Yeah, everybody can relate to the word Gevaldik. So that's how it came about. And then Yiddishe Vinkel, Hershey Weinberger has a big part in giving me a push to change my album around, to make it a little bit more Lipatized. You know, I just had Lipatized, so I have a group about this. But to say more like my regular albums. And so he has a big part, so I took a song from him. And Chesky Weiss is a very good friend of mine, and I think I always laugh at him. I said he's one of the only people that people like his songs, not because he has money. He makes good songs, so I had to sing this song on his album, and then I said maybe I can have it for my album. But the other songs I made myself, and I think it's good for the ego to always have like one or two songs that's not yours in the album. Like, because if I have 13 songs and 11 of them is mine, that you can imagine I can have 13 all mine. But it's good to have not only all mine, you know. So the rest of the song is mine. But then, so basically to round up the answer in a shorter answer, in the conclusion, is that the album wasn't planned with the exact plan. It's a combination of making something this was my father. It's a combination that I'm much more into the Yiddish now, with it being in the community much more. It's a combination of having a lot of artistic ideas that just came to me, and it was hard for me to decide which to left out. And that's why this album has only Yiddish, and almost only Yiddish, and a lot of artistic ideas. And I let it be. It's mamash richa kodesh in a way, because as a singer, Moshe Eisenberg, I mentioned his name. He told me he's in a singing group, lyrics group, I don't know, something with singers. And they asked him, Lipa, they want to sing your song because they respect you. Which is the song that you want to go by weddings? And I said to him, Moshe, it's a different album. I don't want to be the guy that's going to say, sing this song for me. If you connect to a song, sing it. And then you see Shmili Ungar called me over like 100 times, telling me in every song how he likes it. And he sings Gevaldik. I saw Beri Weber singing Gevaldik. Mashke. A lot of people sing Henkel Kaber. I saw Meisels and a lot of people like Kumsit singers. It's a good song, and for me, I with my uniqueness, I also sing Gerida and songs that's tougher to sing for other singers, and I bring in all these songs by Chasanas. And the Richa Kodesh part I'm saying is because now with Corona time, people can't have weddings and people sit at home and they listen again and again to the album, so it's more entertainment than if I would make an album that just sings Visha Amdo or Manashtanu.
1,000%. And Henkel Kaber, today's days, the Oilam is davening taken up at Sibir, but everybody's davening harder than they ever davened before. Let me ask you one more question.
The guy Morris Diamond, he gave me the idea of Richa Kodesh. He said, Lipa, you see this Richa Kodesh. Askiri is about people who passed away. And Henkel Kaber is, wie kan ich treffen a minion? I want to find a minion, I can't find a minion. Gerida L'Soirecharia is everything we go through, hopefully it will go up. And the Gevaldik is the chizik that we need in a minna, because we want to see from Gevald to Gevaldik. And there's more stuff there. I can't even remember everything, but there's a lot of stuff that yeah, but I hope that people get inspired by it. That's what I can say.
Beautiful. One last question. I know that gevaldik, you say gevaldik has, you say it 13 times, neged the shloishes midas, yeah?
And shloishes ikrim.
Shloishes ikrim, you said it by us in yeshiva, and Taka gevaldik worked over there. Gevaldik, the Olam loved it, the Olam was all into it. Explain just the last question for the interview. The Olam wants to get on with the performance already. The Olam is sitting over here, edgy. The last question, wie kommt das heran, Shloishes ikrim to gevaldik?
Gewalt is a very scary thought. The Gewalt and gevaldik is awesomeness. Now with the corona we have Gewalt, but very soon, when this Nasiden Leguil, we'll see gevaldik. So how do you spell Gewalt? Gimel. Maybe in Israel they do Gimel Yid, Vuv Aleph Lama Dalet, and by us we do Gimel Ayin, Vuv Aleph Lama Dalet, Gevald. But in any case, the end is always the same. If you want to put the Yid Gimel, but the end is gevaldik. And a lot of people say this word. I heard it again from Berkevich, who heard it from Meilich Biderman, and he said it's about Echad. Echad is Gematria 13. But I simplified it. I said Yid Gimel Midas is 13, Yid Gimel Ikrim is 13. If you take the Yid Gimel Ikrim with the Minna, then you have the Gewalt becomes Gevaldik. And if you count Gevaldik, it's 13 times. Oy vi Gevaldik, 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 Gevaldik. So now the song has a purpose, yes? Let's sing it. And let's do it on F minor. Oy vi Gevaldik, 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 Gevaldik. Oy vi Gevaldik, 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 Gevaldik. Yid Gimel Midas, Yid Gimel Ikrim, Yid Gimel Ikrim, Yid Gimel Midas, Yid Gimel Midas, Yid Gimel Ikrim, Yid Gimel Ikrim, Yid Gimel Midas. Akoy la koy la koy la koy la koy. Mi gewaltig, gewaltig, gewaltig. Oy mi gewaltig, 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 gewaltig. Oy mi gewaltig, 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 gewaltig. Yid Gimel Midas, Yid Gimel Ikrim, Yid Gimel Ikrim, Yid Gimel Midas, Yid Gimel Midas, Yid Gimel Ikrim, Yid Gimel Ikrim, Yid Gimel Midas. Akoy la koy la koy la koy la koy. Mi gewaltig, gewaltig. Kairachim v'chanim Erech ha'payim v'rav chesed v'yemes Noi tzai v'chesed li'aluchim Noi tzai u'voin v'ufesha v'chatu v'nakai Oy vi gewaltig, 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 gewaltig. I want to do a song. The idea, Amnesty, came from Andy Heshkowitz. He has a lot of good ideas. And he wanted to do a song. He gave me the idea, how about Geräusch in Himmel? On the Matzav, he's going to record it with Motche and Fried and me. But it didn't come to life because of everybody's at home. But I have the lyrics, and I want to sing it right now. You know Geräusch in Himmel? Geräusch in Himmel, Titzchat Himmel, Maluch im Wart. Gewöhnlich des Schieles, viel findet vieles, aber jetzt ist die Schiel verspart. Sei fragen beim Beure, wie kann denn du sein? Deine Kinder haben dir gelost, du allein. Wie ist dann teure? Wie ist denn es eure? Nicht so ganz allein. Kim zum Seitz allein die Schwuchen find mein lieben Kind. Ich bin nicht allein, ich helf sein, hieten du's gesinnt. Gewöhnlich ist das Schiel a Fille, aber jetzt an andere Gedille. Weil am Espallel biat Chavairoi hine hene Tchille. Die schönste Chassanes war mit für Padis als me Watter. Ich bin dort, sie schenken alles Zimche, seit sie san me Atter. Der Rebbe nimmt nicht auf jede Quittlich, Leil Shishi, mehr nicht appetitlich. Min Junem tauscht sie bei Yiddishe, kann ein Camp hat kein Grieders. Meine Kinder, es ist schwer, am Mimien filtrieren, alles zu helfen a Yid. Ihr beit mir Murabi, verzeiht die im Papi, Yisruel a Raivim, Mekayim scheint ein Tier. Ich werd nehmter zu mir, mit dem vermachte Tier. Jedes Mal ist in der Heim. Seh ich wie getrei, sind ihr zu heilen jenem Zwei. Jetzt kommt da raus, a groß Yiddishe Schein. Kim nehmter zu mir, sie so für mein Tier. Dann zahar ich stein, ich seh. Ich will dir helfen, a Zinn, weil die bist mein Kind. Kol Yisruel a Raivim zelu zeh. Meine Kinder, es ist schwer, am Minien filtriert, alles zu helfen a Yid. Ihr beit mir Murabi, verzeiht die im Papi, Yisruel a Raivim, Mekayim schein sein Tier. Ihr benehmt zu mir, mit dem vermachte Tier. Jedes Mal ist in der Heim. Seh ich wie getrei, sind ihr zu heilen jenem Zwei. Jetzt kommt der Rosa groß, Yiddishe Schein. Ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba. Allein die Schwuche, find mein lieber Kind. A viele die Yiddishe, de 10 trierlich, wie am Minjerint. Gewöhnlich ist die Yeshiva a viele, wir lehren Gemurre, Mille be Mille. Aber jetzt Mekayim die Achrayes von jenem, hine hene Tchille. Me läuft darin, die Mitzvahs, Badinners, überall. Aber jetzt L'Shem Shemayim vermacht, hat man jeden Saal. Aber Menschen helfen noch, Kitsch und Brichi. Zij zoeken L'Shem Michi, da viele mit go von mir. Me helft bi ot chazuke und afsuke, mit Chesed in Zeduke. Meine Kinder, es ist auch schwer, am Minien filtrier, alles zu helfen a Yid. Ihr beit mir Murabi, verzeiht die im Papi, Yisruel a Raivim, Mekayim schein sein Tier. Ich werd netter zu mir, mit dem vermachte Tier. Jedes Mal ist in der Heim. Seh ich wie getrei, sind wir zu eilen jenem Zwei. jetzt gibt raus, Yiddishe Schein. Gerochen in den Himmel, Titzchat Himmel, Maluchim singen Schiere. Zij laufen für Schiel, sie sehen die Gefühl von a Juchid in der Heim, wie a Chabire. Gerecht ist der Beure, geben alle a Geschrei. Sie sagt größere Säuen, jeden Stein es bei. Zij haben des Chisem, sie sehen größere Säuen. Nimm schon weg den Corona-Wein. In a jede Pusche de Jid kein beten dem Eibischen, weil jede Twille ist ungenehme Neuven. Ich will nicht angefallen, ich will bleiben nach Hell, wie bei Chefes Generale. Gott, ist a schwere Welt, als Adi bin ich noch nicht, doch wär ich nicht mehr. Aufgeben tun man doch nicht, ich bin a Pushetit. In als sie sind a jiddische Mama in Tate, wo's gewöhnlich in auf Peisach kratzt man mit a Schmatte. Gedenk als da heute der Jür ist noch zusammen bis Simche. Verkäuft dich jetzt ab wie a Luche, Zimmergoi. Verkäuft den Tita so, Zia so. Aber der Iker ist soll sich halten ruhig in Besimche. Man darf nicht angefallen, auch wenn man hat nicht jede Mien essen. Der Jür ist die Indien für Ruhigkeit. Das tut man nicht vergessen, den eingepisste Schiech. In der Becken schäbt man keinem sein nächste Jür. Der Jür lassen wir sein ruhig. Wie viel man kennt, auch wenn es ist schwer, ist klar. Oi hai kaile kabir lo yemas tfilas rabim. Oi hai kaile kabir lo yemas tfilas rabim. Oi hai kaile kabir. As ich kann minien, warum kannst du mit mir music? Ja, minien von a beat. Sagen wie der Herz klappt. Weil ich kenn mal minien so. Der Herz klappt. Das ist heilig von der Minien, mit zwei Händen. Das ist heilig von der Minien. Es fällt mir jetzt an. Ich mach Heiberin, mit zwei Füßen heilig von der Minien. Halt mich über 5, 6, 10, 7, 2 Eugelig, 8, 9, Neuerlich, 10, 11. In der Moje du hast wahrscheinlich was viel hoch. Stell sich vor, wenn man kennt sich da mit Minien, wie viele Menschen sind nicht gelaufen, jeden Tag ist schier. Und jetzt laufen, ich hab mal Mikve, ich hab mal Minien, wo ich sei. Aber Tamti, a Größe Jid, a de Heubene Jid, a Heiflich Jid, lo jemas, Tfilas Rabim, Schkoich Reb Cheskel weiß von dem Diamond, das mir gegeben. A warme Jid, a sichere Jid, a Yiddishe Jid, a Tayr Jid, lo jemas, Tfilas Rabim. Oy hay kayle kabir lo yemas tfilas rabim. Oy hay kayle kabir lo yemas tfilas rabim. Oy hay kayle kabir lo yemas tfilas rabim. Lo yemas tfilas rabim. Die Chide singt mitten heim, ich bin still, lass mich hin. Oy hay kayle in the Heim singt. Auf das Screen in the Heim. Lo yemas tfilas rabim. Achele me along the sheet. Amalchus de Gid, anarishoi, lo yemas tfilas rabim. Samres kere po babayi, elchi, a pushet Yid, a tzadik v'nai, lo yemas tfilas rabim. Oy 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 hay kail kabir lo yimas tfilas rabim. Oy hay kail kabir lo yimas tfilas rabim. Oy hay kail kabir lo yimas tfilas rabim. Lo yimas tfilas rabim. Yo 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 hay kail kabir lo yimas tfilas rabim. Oy hay kail kabir lo yimas tfilas rabim. Oy hay kail kabir lo yimas tfilas rabim. Lo yimas tfilas rabim. Die gewiss, dass this song is based on the Aleph base, aber Tamti, the Grossi, but where's the Aleph? The Aleph is Echad, the Aleph is you, alone at home, and you daven, be Yiddishe. In the Aleph is Abba Tamti, Agrosi, alles is Aleph. And then Yiddishe also left out, because Yiddishe is the essence of a Yid. You are the Yiddishe, the one who's listening to the song. And then by Kifrei Shian, you know that is the abbreviation of Krishma. Without Krishma and Torah Tefillah, there's nothing. So Kifrei Shian is Krishma, Torah Tefillah. And the chord changes a little bit over here, listen. Krishma, Torah Tefillah, ist nicht nur das Gille. Das nimmt auf, ja, du kennst die ganze Zeit. Wow, zieh jedem CD, Tefillah. Es nimmt auf alle Tefillahs dort bis zum Kisa Yaakov, du bist moire dich. Oi, hai, kail, kabir. Lo yimas tfilas rabim. Oy hay kail kabir. Lo yimas tfilas rabim. Oy hay kail kabir. Lo yimas tfilas rabim. Lo yimas tfilas rabim. Hay b'shefer ben kem shemachin aminyan. Aminyan. A commercial break, Gevra, a commercial break. We maken een gevaldik. We gaan samen soifer. We gaan naar jetzt naar morgen getraind. Ik zie het zingen in de bal. Yes. Gevaldik. Avoisei. Gevaldik, gevaldik. Wat valt je mooi? Boruch Perlowitz, wat valt Moshe, ich will dir nur fragen, mein Kasche. Wieso ist geblieben betuchen bei Tate? Geblieben a Jusen besehen, verschwimmen ist an eigene Tränen. Doch bechubotchi, aber sei nie. Heilige Barschefer, mir Valentin, lass uns rezäune. Aber wo soll man tin in Akseide fin Kroine? Geblieben Mamine, mis me mehr. Afel jede Minute du aburig da, je nemmen satrer nu gatrer. Wir willen sich starken mit Bechu, Botchi, Avoi Seini. Pink wie man Tate allein im Berg, in Pelsen. Sich gestarkt, stärker wie Felsen. Eil nufig, eil scheif. Zat mir ruf. Da kazan as gisfal. Rebes en Sasha. Zat mir rebes zu mir Rafia ni shir. Vitamin bituchen sich gestarkt mit Jiddischkeit. Tati, ich will ein bisschen Minne bituchen, Tati. Mein Herz in Kopf aus wascht das Leben mit der Pasch des Ja, Tati, 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 Tati. Made hat die Jiden, wo's mo tun gehabt am Kark, haben sich gestarkt, also Kalve Chäumer, am I willen sich starken, mit der Mähne betuchen. Zitati, Tati, Tati, Tati. Ja, mich hat G, Zadik. Asi, hab ich gemeint zu sagen. Der Heilig Chassam Soifer, es ist sich in sein Häufel, Pasken, Charles Schief, es Mamisch, Una Eck. Me kim tun auf Suke, brech Borg in Kruke, Ehren Yiddishe, der Tzadiks, heilige Werk. Aber der Heilig Chassam Soifer, Farium im Neuruvim, Meid Bashefer, ne Geschanken an. Ich weiß die aus mein Leben, also ich bin gleich ausgeplant. Aber öfter doch, gib mir ein bisschen Talant. Tirai, Mama, Mama, ja, Mama, Mama. Mama, oh, yo, 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 yo. Ya mama, ya mama, ya mama, yo, oh, was wollt ich gewollt, mit viel Geld in Gold. Koi khane kine dos is mama ture. Ich miss nicht mehr na singen, aber doch kann es mir machen gringen. Mit der Scheinerigen, sie singen a Stückele Gemude. Ja, mama, 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 moyo. Mama, dirira mama, dirira mama, yo boy, oh. Heilige Bashefe, du rettelose Liebe, ben rief, die aus mir gegeben Talant. Lose Liebe beim Altkeschiffre, meine Mama soll sein gesinnt. Hand hab ich hier also in Sinnen Hand. Aber heilige Bashefer, als ich tracht wie man Tate dort in Inganeiten, lernt ergens wat, bring mir Tisch und Gliedsteuer. Ich geh noch sein Kolteure, ich seh noch geht die braune Blatt, als heus ist gelehrt, ausgeleste Zeit. Ja, mama, Trinoi do mamo, ja, Trinoi do, Trina mama, mama, Trina mama, Trina mama, yo, boy, oh. Was wollt ihr gewollt, mehr viel Geld in Gold? Ich heischig zum Lernen, du, es ist Mama Ture. Weet ich, wenn ich trage für mein Taten, ein bisschen heischig wird nicht schatten. Wer aber halten, mach heischig, sie öffnen nach Mure. Yeride, Aliyah, Aliyah, Aliyah. Yeride, 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 Letzoirech Aliyah. Yeride, 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 Aliyah, Aliyah, Aliyah. Yeride, 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 Letzoirech Aliyah. Ein Fies leiger auf, der zweite leiger auf. Ein jeder fällt am Uller auf, hype sich auf. Oi, man fällt, man hype sich auf, dann werden es Däunes noch sich Knies. Jeder Kickel, jeder Artikel, wird ein heiliger Artikel auch. Gefallen, hype sich auf, dreht sich dem Schloss. Hype sich auf, in Gai, warte. Wie viel Mol ich nehm sich in Natur, du a Winter, nicht steibig, wir sind nicht schalen, mir sich nicht schnell der Mannen och. Gefallen, hype sich auf, dreht sich dem Schloss. Yeride le tsoyre khalio Yeride le tsoyre khalio Yeride le tsoyre khalio Yeride le tsoyre khalio Shkoye kheveshel vayn begefal a shayne so Yeride sa shitz yo le tsoyre khalio Yeride le tsoyre khalio Yeride, le teure Chaleo, le teure Ga'arov Tiji, vom heißt drauf. Ride, Aliyah, Ride. Give me a second, little bit of Stop a second. Because it's the first time the music is singing this, I'll teach you how to do. When I go, Ride, teure Chaleo, ein Fies leiger auf, zweite leiger auf, ein jeder fällt am Mund, hype sich auf, as I stop. Oi, man fällt, man, okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, and Yeride, Aliyah. Yeride, le teure Chaleo. Ein Fies leiger auf, der zweite leiger auf, ein jeder fällt am Mund auf, hype sich auf. Hey, also das, halt noch einmal, lass mal try noch einmal, okay? Sekunde. Das heißt live, ja, noch einmal. Ein Fies leiger auf, der zweite leiger auf, ein jeder fällt am Mund auf, hype sich auf, na? Wenn ich mache so, ist das Stop, okay? Ein Fies leiger auf, der zweite leiger auf, ein jeder fällt am Mund auf, hype sich auf. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jeder fällt mir, hype sich auf, am werden es Däunes noch sich hier, jede Breckel, jede Fleckel, wird auch Aliyah auch. Gefallen, hype sich auf, dreht sich dem Schloss, hype sich auf, in Gai, warte. Ihr wisst wo ich nehm sich in Natur, du a Winter, nicht steibig, wir sind nicht schalen, mir sich nicht schnell der Mannen auch. Gefallen, hype sich auf, dreht sich dem Schloss, Yeride le teure Chaleo. Yeride le teure Chaleo. Yeride le teure Chaleo. Yeride le teure Chaleo, le teure Chaleo. Yeride le teure Chaleo. Yeride le teure Chaleo. Yeride le teure Chaleo, le teure Chaleo. No, sa frage ich It's moeilijk, by the way. I just want to say, because I stopped him in the middle to show him where the stop is. It doesn't take away from his creativity. It's just the first time he plays the song. And every player plays it in a different way. Maybe he played it before, but a different way. So now I told him how I like it. And usually I wouldn't do it in front of people by a chasana, but in a live setting, I wanted to give you an insight of how we do music. But it doesn't take away from his creativity. Look, he knows every chord, he knows every song. And so goes for the guitarist and for the drummer. Can I know how to... When you hear some patching with the hand, nobody's here. It's the sound guy and the video guy and the two videographers. Yeah? Videographers. And Moshe Grunfeld. Wat laat Moshe Grunfeld de goed eens doen? Ich frage ach, sie weiß dir, was meint uns? Was badait nisach amayim? Ich frage ach, sie weiß dir, was meint uns? gießen Wasser in Jerusalem. Nissach Hamayim, wie heilig seine sei. Jeder davent auf a andere Nissach. Nissach Hamayim, wie lechtig seine sei. Jeder davent auf a andere Nissach. Also viel Nischues, also viel Demues, alles kimmt uns im Beisame Gedosh. Also viel Bechies, also viel Temies, alles kimmt uns im Beisame Gedosh. Boruch Hashem avoidach, Baruch Hashem avoidach, li olam evoed. Kail chai v'kayom, dem nichalein li olam evoed. Baruch atu Hashem amariv aruvim. Da 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 na da 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 In the original song of the album, it's unplugged completely like in the olden days. There's a clarinet, a little bit drums, and original bass, not electric bass, everything like it used to be, in the Altaheim. Oh yo 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 yo. Na ma 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 ya ma 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 ta yo 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 ya ma 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 moi mom ich frage ach sie weiß dir was meint du Wus badarbeit nesech Hamayim. Ich frage ach, sie weiß dir, wus meint uns. Das gießen Wasser in Jerusalem. Oh, Nissach Hamayim, wie heilig seine sei. Jeder davent auf a andere Nissach. Nissach Hamayim, wie lechtig seine sei. Jeder davent auf a andere Nissach. Also viel Demues, also viel Nischues, alles kimmt uns im Beisame Gedosh. Also viel Tenies, also viel Bechies, alles kimmt uns im Beisame Gedosh. Vayar Yisrael es hayot ad Jola, Shina malos, esu einai alle Orim. Einer mich moide gewinnt, steht alle Hurim, aber sei suchen nicht sich alle Hurim, ich hab es noch gecheckt. Frag mich geschockt, warum das auch Schuhe in dem Neginem. Ja, auf den einigen hab ich auch gemacht, dass sie was zu poiden. Bei ihnen sucht man maybe Chamar Chavir join, aber du suchst noch Chamar Chavir. Und auf jeden geben sie eines Schuhes. Rai, yo, 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 mama, 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 ya, mama, 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 yo, boy, yo, da, mama, 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 oh, yo, Chevre, ich bin angefallen als euch. Very soon we'll be again by Simchas. We'll have again the big stages and the music. And those who have only a one-man band have the same Simcha. I have to stress that I didn't mean the big stages only for the people who big stages. But I mean to say, the people who make stages also need panusa. And the people who have one-man band need panusa. And the band need panusa. And everybody needs panusa. And the Teres Avruam and the Continental and everybody. And everybody will have panusa. This is a hidden jewel that I made once for Yiddishe Grunfeld. And I want to sing this song and I'll tell you right away now why. Hold on. Let me show Umar. Ibiyoim, ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Ibiyoim, ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Kik milchem, hatoiv, hatoiv. Kik milchem, hatoiv. Oh, vergessen, Heshi Weinberg hat es auch gehabt. Ich in Quarantin 3 Wochen. Ibiyoim, ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Ibiyoim, ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Ich habe vergessen, Mona Rosenblum. Mona had it, and he's home now. Itchemeyer Healthgood had it, and he's home now. Baruch Hashem. Simchaschem ashalemchem. Ibiyoim, ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Kik milchem, hatoim, hatoim. Kik milchem, hatoim. Ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Simchaschem ashalemchem. Im Yirtz Hashem, ba'achov simchas. Ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Simchaschem ashalemchem. Im Yirtz Hashem, ba'achov. Ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Simchaschem ashalemchem. Im Yirtz Hashem, tzedza noch simchas. Ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Simchaschem ashalemchem. Im Yirtz Hashem, tzedza noch simchas. Ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Kik milchem hatoiv. Oh, my Rat habe ich vergessen, das ist auch gehabt. Er hat noch Quarantin. Kik milchem, versteht's? And the reason I'm saying all these people who had it is because we are public figures. And if we are embarrassed to say we had it, think about other people. Nothing to be embarrassed. We had it, and we can give chizik to the rest of the world. Ibiyoim, ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Ibiyoim, ibiyoim, I also have to say that most of us didn't test because we called and they said don't test unless you have really lung problems. We just know we go by symptoms, like the president and like the politicians tell us to stay 6 feet away, to be quarantined. But that's what we did based on the symptoms. We didn't really have the stempel that we have it, but you know, yeah. Besides health good and the people who are in the hospital. Ibiyoim, ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Yiddishe guys down get the his. Simchaschem ashalemchem. Kik milchem, hatoim, hatoim. Kik milchem, hatoim. Ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Simchaschem ashalemchem. Im Yirtz Hashem, ba'achov simchas. Ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Simchaschem ashalemchem. Im Yirtz Hashem, ba'achov simchas. Ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Simchaschem ashalemchem. Yiddishe Grunfeld betuven, arfiyeh shalaymer. Ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Simchaschem ashalemchem. Im Yirtz Hashem, ba'achov simchas. Ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Kik milchem hatoiv. Ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Kik milchem. Noch einmal euch gefol. Ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Simchaschem ashalemchem. Im Yirtz Hashem, ba'achov simchas. Ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Simchaschem ashalemchem. Im Yirtz Hashem, tzedza noch simchem. All the musicians and all the sound systems and all the mixers and the guitars and the trumpets and the band and the singers and the caterers and the halls. Get ready, get ready. Photographers, everybody, now is the time to perfect your skill. Usually you don't have time. Now go on YouTube, make some voice lessons, check out some equipment, what are you gonna buy? Because sometimes the hope is in the future. We live in the present, but we hope for the future. And if you look in the future, we're gonna have big weddings. You can think about how you can do the lighting. You can learn new songs. This is what I'm doing. I get a list every day from the Standing Brothers what I need to learn. And I'm learning. I'm saying Hebrew because now I'm learning the song Hayayim. And whatever. There's a lot of Hebrew songs I'm learning, you know. So that's the time to perfect ourselves, to learn, yeah? We have extra time at home. Be with the family, but then perfect your skill. Because you know what? Very soon we'll celebrate. Ibiyoim, simchaschem ashalemchem. Simchaschem ashalemchem. Im Yirtz Hashem, Ba'achov simchas, Ibiyum simchaschem ashalemchem, simchaschem ashalemchem, Im Yetz Hashem. Ba'achov simchas, Ibiyum simchaschem ashalemchem, simchaschem ashalemchem, Im Yetz Hashem. Ba'achov simchas, Ibiyum simchaschem ashalemchem, simchaschem ashalemchem, Im Yetz Hashem. Ba'achov simchas, Ibiyum simchaschem ashalemchem. Kik belechem atoy Eveyoim Simchaschem ashalemechem Kik milchem atoy. Jetzt mal singen, wenn ich da stehe Pfeffer. Because the Meilich Yutza was just now, Chufalafuder. People think it was empty. The Meilich is not, it's not like a supermarket, you have to come there. The Meilich is in here. The Meilich had thousands of people this Chufalafuder, more than ever before, you know what? Because people were home. So they opened up the normal Meilich and they read the Zettel Kuten. And that's how they came much quicker. Today with the internet, with Bluetooth, we see how we can be here and there at the same time. Like I said in Hask years ago. Now in a little sense, you can be here and check your phone and be there. You read the Zettel Kuten, you're right there. And the Meilich says that we be saving the Dashti B'Seh in this throw with all the Yiddishe kinder in the entire globe. Let's sing the Dashti. I'll take it on a G minor. Shkoyach. Sataval Tatribi. Oh, you know. Atribit when ik Dashti. Ja, sag ich Shkoyach Tzadi. When ik Dashti B'Seh ich bin a Yisroel. Dashti B'Seh ich bin a Yisroel. Wenn ich 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 dashti B'Seh ich bin a Yisroel. Menschen gut heilige rein, Jalme dik schoit vu dein. Kein Mund nicht losen, kein da nummen ein. Es zittert da Zein und hat Zein, die Schwere ist joines Beistein. Was Schäfer nur die allein, weiß was ich mein. Wenn sie frei müssen ich lein, viel Mol ich kenn nicht verstein. In der Welt also ich gemein, wer kennt's rein? Doch ist du Menschen, wo's gein, in Feier sie halten dann heim. Wie von Asen durchs Gebein, sie können suchen nein. Ahoi, doi 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 doi, doi 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 doi, doi 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 doi, yo 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 yo, doi 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 doi, doi na 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 na, doi na 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 na, oh yo 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 yo, I'm now in the moment. People always ask me how I make a song. It just comes sometimes. It comes so much sometimes that the idea right on the spot that if I'm going to talk too much now it can go away. I want to stop. People are struggling now with mikveh from all sides of the spectrum. I don't know how it's in the family by the Nushim, but I know even the regular one, the Kunas Ezra, most of the mikvahs are closed, Baruch Hashem, because it's an Indian to be closed. And I came up with this pusik. This is Mamish Nagaya for now. I'm going to compose it and Blinay to put it on a future album. Sometimes I'm thinking that if I give out ideas like this, somebody takes it, but keine kann ich wegnehmen von mich gut nicht, because the Eibisch to get from me is a man's. And I just came up with it. I'm gonna make this song right now, and I hope it's gonna come out well, because this pusik is so important now for people who can't go to mikveh. It's mamish the best pusing now for this Indian. Mikveh Yisrael Hashem Moshe Moshe Mikveh Yisrael Hashem Moshe Moshe B'yais Tzoro Mikveh Yisrael Hashem Moshe Moshe B'yais Tzoro Mikveh Yisrael Hashem Moshe Moshe B'yais Tzoro Toivel in Ashpus Toivois Toivel in Ashpus Toivois Toivel in Ashpus Toivois Toivel in Ashpus Toivois Toivel in Ashpus Toivois. Okay, no, I don't like the high part. Bis ich bin der erste Fall, Mikveh Yisrael. Jetzt ist zufrieden gekommen. Ja. Mikveh Yisrael. Hashem Moshe B'yais Tzoro. Mikveh Mikveh, wir schon träumen, der zweite Fall. Mikveh Yisrael, Hashem Moshe. Also macht man einen Song, siehst du? Was tragt darin? Man geht darin, bis kommt aus. Wie heißt du? Mikveh Yisrael, Hashem Moshe B'yais Tzoro. High part simple. Mikveh Yisrael Hashem Moshe B'yais Tzoro. Mikveh Yisrael Hashem Moshe B'yais Tzoro. Mikveh Yisrael Hashem Moshe B'yais Tzoro. You know what? For you listeners, it's like a painting. You want to see the finished painting? Don't give me now brushes for months. So I'm going to stop here. I hope it's recorded. I'm going to fix the song. And the influence came now, and it's okay. It doesn't have to come out perfect. I'm going to work on it. Verstehst? Gevaldik sei geht. Noch ein Song und dann. Was? Noch ein Song und dann, ja? Pfeffer. Noch ein Song und dann. Und so man kann man nicht dann. Beide, ich will noch sagen, wie ein neues Matune le Chavairoi, Zurich Leutioi, that I'm doing this fully voluntarily. Nobody asked me and paid me. It's in a bank account. My father never bought a newspaper. So I once asked him why. He said he's having in a savings account, and he was an older person. He said he saves every day the 50 cents. I think now it's more, but in his mind, about like 50 cents. He saves it every day, and it's a savings account. So kind of like I'm a human being, and I was thinking, wow, there's got to be in 60, 70 years. It's a lot. It's somewhere a lot of money. I didn't know he has some Yiddishe to leave us. So I asked him, if I may ask you, you're an older person, where's the savings? He said, it's somewhere in Gan Eden. I don't have to read all the things. He's savings and the savings. So this goes in my bank account. Laat me zingen, Pfeffer over. Ik maak dezelfde kiaji. So I'll say the story in English for the people that don't know Yiddish. The heilige Baditshever, he was like jumpy. He liked to patch with a hand. Somebody once told me maybe he had ADD, and a guy screamed, "Don't talk like this on the Baditshever." I'm saying it's not a bad thing. It's okay. I have ADD. So yeah, you use it for the good things. So the Baditshever was patching with a hand, and he once wanted to come for Shabbos to the Boruch Perlowitz, the Bashem Tozaynikl. And the Boruch said, he didn't have a gabbai. He said it himself. He said, you can come, but don't make too much noise with the patching with the hand. We do things different, very mellow, ruhig. He said, I'll be ruhig. I'll be relaxed. I'll be chillaxed. And showing. So he came there for Shabbos. And they bought him some hot chicken soup. And somebody wanted to be a shtikla knacker over there. How do you say knacker in English? And he said, knacker. And he said, you know what? The Yiddishe, you like pfeffer in the soup, pepper. So the Yiddishe couldn't resist, and he jumped up. Pepper I like, Hashem I like. Pfeffer hab ich lieb, der Bescheffer hab ich lieb. Pfeffer hab ich lieb, der Bescheffer hab ich lieb. Pfeffer hab ich lieb, der Bescheffer hab ich lieb. Pfeffer hab ich lieb, der Bescheffer hab ich lieb. Ein Schabes Melzer, der Baditsche Witze, den Moshe auf seine Knie. Auf Schabes war der Boruch, Mensch, Bischer, sucht dem Rebuchel, noch mit Nahe und Klatscherei und Schreierei. Hat da so im Kacke in das Medrisch, dort zusammen pravenen, a Schabes, Mensch, Bisch, mit der Bleibe Yitzchak. Nee, der Bleibe Yitzchak ist ein anderer Tipp, ein anderer bringt einen anderen Zip. Und fragt Rebbe, ihr habt doch lieb Pfeffer in der Zip, nein? Was? Pfeffer hab ich lieb, der Bescheffer hab ich lieb. Pfeffer hab ich lieb, der Bescheffer hab ich lieb. Pfeffer hab ich lieb, der Bescheffer hab ich lieb. Pfeffer hab ich lieb, der Bescheffer hab ich lieb. Pfeffer hab ich lieb, dem Bescheffer hab ich. Pfeffer hab ich lieb, Pfeffer hab ich lieb, dem Bescheffer hab ich. Pfeffer hab ich lieb, Pfeffer hab ich lieb, der Bescheffer hab ich lieb. Pfeffer hab ich lieb, der Bescheffer hab ich lieb. Pfeffer hab ich lieb, der Bescheffer hab ich lieb. Pfeffer hab ich lieb, der Bescheffer hab ich lieb, der Bescheffer hab ich lieb. And now to finish off, you're gonna have arba koises. You should be the simcha by the side there. If you usually sit with a lot of people, and now you're alone, or with 2-3 people, take an imaginative side there, take an imaginative approach. Imagination is like heaven sometimes. Imagine that you have a big crowd, like a feeding tish. Feeding tish. Feeding tish. It's like English and Yiddish together. And I want to sing a song that my son was on the album together with me. It's called Mashke. And Moshe asked me, maybe bring Moshe Yosef to sing with you. I said, Moshe Yosef is an idol boy. He's learning Hilchas Pesach now. And I tell my kids, you know what? I'm already the singer. You should be the business people who hire the singer. Gib mir a bissele Maschke. Kannst du raufgehen? Gib mir a ey. Gib mir a bissele Maschke. 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 Mashke is something else by everybody. Sometimes it's wine, sometimes it's Torah. And if you like by the Torah Gitvar, you can go to pushupshad.com. My friends, the Hot Brothers, take care of it. Pushupshad.com, and you get a little Yiddishe Vinkel in rhyming in a poem every Friday. I'll try something for Erev Pesach also. Gib mir a bissele Mashke. Gib mir a bissele Mashke. Gib mir a bissele Maschke. Gib mir a bissele Maschke. In welche Maschke soll ich dir geben? Trink nicht a die Trinksmaschke. In welche Maschke soll ich dir schenken? Trink nicht a die Trinksmaschke. Sind wo du ein Maschke, wo die kannst dich schenken? Trink nicht a ander Maschke. Du ein Maschke, wo die kannst dich schwenken. Bam, bam, badam, bam, bam, shabadabadabadabadam. Maschke, hore, mali, hois auf die Prima, sechut, bizba, oret, borchi, nafshi, es Hashem. Maschke, hore, mali, hois auf die Prima, sechut, bizba, oret, borchi, nafshi, es Hashem. Maschke, hore, mali, hois auf die Prima, sechut, bizba, oret, borchi, nafshi, es Hashem. Mashke hore mali yoiso, the prima sechut vizba, hore borchi nafshi es Hashem. Shkoyach, Moshe Grunfeld. Koech, vergessen den Namen am Sari. Segunisch, honesty. Da heißt er vergessen.
I'm your host, Boruch Perlowitz.
Boruch Perlowitz, gaat doen de emmers. Daarom heb ik eens vergessen. Ik vergessen de sound, mensen. Maar ik wil dich fragen. Ik ga me helemaal verschämen op die gerieten.
Moshe Yitzchak, zoeken we.
Moshe Yitzchak zoeken me. Ik ken dat niet, Moshe Yitzchak. Ik ga doen de emmers. Daarom heb ik gedacht. Ik ga me zo verschämen. Op een gegeven moment kan hij nog horen. En deze Litzman. Litzman op de drums. Ik heb me niet vergessen. Wat heißt die? Sabak aan de gitaar. En dan doen we het longer. On the keyboard, Tzadik. In de ganze Chevre. En wie heißt de video guy, Tzadik, Perlowitz. Sam Schwartz. En nog de Moshe Grunfeld en de ganze production Chevre. Hore mali, oi sa mi prima, sechel zizba. Stellar production, aboy sai. Maschke hore mali, oi sa mi prima, sechel zizba. Ich time du a palat in a backyard in Pomona. Here from Pomona, we're moving on the corona. Me ain't Hashem, good times are coming. In the backyard in Pomona, I'm screaming to you, take away the corona. Together I'm screaming, now homie. Maschke hore mali, oi sa mi prima, sechel zizba. Oh, das borchi nafshi es Hashem. Ons a freilige Peiser, a kushe Peiser, a ruhige Peiser. And very soon we'll celebrate Simchas again. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be epic. It's gonna be great. We're gonna go to work again. We're gonna go to sing again. We're gonna go out again. No more depression. No more sadness. Because it's gonna be Simchas. In Elohim Simchas Chem Hashalemchem. Simchas Chem Hashalemchem. Im Yetz Hashem. Ba'achos Simchas. In Elohim Simchas Chem Hashalemchem. Simchas Chem Hashalemchem. Im Yetz Hashem. All the people needed a Fiyah Shalema, I always say. Mechi Rosenberg. Could have a full recovery, the Fiyah Shalema. The Moshe Green. The Satmer Rebbetzin. And alle Gitte Yidden, I always say. Die ganze Welt, die ganze Teuv Hashem Lakoil. Barach Mavok HaMasov. Nicht nur Yidden. Die ganze Welt will healing. Alle Menschen, alle Bnei Yudam. I always say. Zusammen eure Gewehr, Simchas Chem Hashalemchem. Simchas Chem Hashalemchem. Im Yetz Hashem. Ba'achos Simchas. Im Yom Simchas Chem Hashalemchem. Simchas Chem Hashalemchem. Im Yetz Hashem. Ba'achos Simchas. Im Yom Simchas Chem Hashalemchem. Hig Melechem Atovim. Im Yom Simchas Chem Hashalemchem. Hig Melechem Atovim. And I want to finish with this. One controversial line I have to put in. If someone criticizes you that the Jewish people have it a lot because it's contagious and we were together, you tell them, yes, we are always together. We always celebrate together. Now we're doing distancing because we want to be more together. But maybe it was more contagious by us because we're very together. And together we'll be in Yerushalayim very soon. Amen.